Watford at home. Then it's ironic because after that 4-1 display at Vicarage Road, we're all going, bloody hell, we are actually onto something here. And then ever since then, apart from the West Ham game, it's been a bit of a car crash.
Yeah, it's been 4 games since then, and it's the last time we won a game as well. Yeah, I look back to that Boxing Day and getting even more grateful after every match Bristol City played that I was there to experience it. But yeah, how things can change. But yeah, it's a quick turnaround. We play the reverse fixture pretty soon after. And yeah, the Hornets take the trip across to Ashton Gate. I'll be there as well as the West Ham game. And yeah, I mean, Watford have just still been pretty solid. They lost against us, but they picked up a couple points. They beat QPR today, and they've still only got 3 losses in like 15, 16, 17 games. I'm not going to count, but something like that. They've been pretty consistent. They are above us by 3 points. And yeah, they're a bit of a dark horse for the sixth place race. I mean, quite a few teams are there, to be honest. West Brom have kind of made a little gap there for themselves in 5th place. Creeping a bit away. But yeah, Coventry as well. Insane comeback from where they were when we beat them at home. They went on a 4-loss streak and then they've turned that around. But yeah, on us against Watford. Yeah, I mean, if we can replicate what we did at Vicarage Road, then that would be something. But yeah, I think it depends how the West Ham game goes as well. And we'll see how that kind of works out. We played them on last year. I think I remember it was a 0-0, which was
last two meetings at Ashton Gate have been 0-0. Because we
there we go.
Do you remember the Dean Holden one where we drew 0-0 at home and they should have scored about 5?
I think
they hit the post in like the 97th minute or something.
Well,
it was 0-0 at home, and Dean Holden was the manager. And then last season it was 0-0 as well, and they had Watford had no shots on target actually, which was quite an achievement. But we couldn't score, so that meant actually nothing as well. So yeah, did you say so? Okay, let's say the same team does play against West Ham.
Yeah.
Would you make any changes against Watford?
Providing no injuries, of course. I don't know if they because it's a lot of game time. The same 11 to go. That would be 4 or 5 on the bounce. 4 on the bounce probably then.
And in quite a quick turnover as well.
Exactly. So I think it's interesting. I don't know what man because it is our best team to put out there. I think he might.
No. Sykes might be available. So that could be something.
That's quite quick. I thought he'd be out for a bit longer.
I don't know if he's going to be available for the full 90, but maybe because it's not like a Ross McCrory type of injury where he's been out for 8 months, and then he's going to have to come back. He's not going to. It's only a couple of weeks, so he might start.
Yeah,
put it past him. And if Hayden Roberts, let me just put this out there, if Hayden Roberts gets a solid 30 odd minutes against West Ham, I wouldn't put it past Liam Manning to drop to rest Campering. Put it that way.
Yeah, I think for Sykes is a bit too soon to start. Hayden Roberts perhaps. Ross McCrory still too early with this one that has to be regulated in over quite a few games. Yeah, perhaps Matty James for Joe Williams just to rest him. He's been playing a lot and we know he's prone to injury. So maybe we can see that happening. And then I think the front 3 are pretty settled. I think they could hang in there. Perhaps Naki Wells comes in, but we'll see. I'd say it's just depending on Liam Manning. I could literally see the same lineup going up again. But yeah, in terms of score prediction, it depends on the West Ham game for me because we get battered and then we're looking at it and we haven't won in our last 5. We've got battered. We lost against Preston and the confidence is really low going into that game. But then we win and we put in a good performance, a cup upset, things are looking up, and kind of everything changes. But I say we can nick a point against Watford. I mean, obviously we battered them away from home, but I can see us getting a point, depending on how we play against West Ham in the cup. But I'll say I can just see it being another 0-0, to be honest. Yeah, I'd say a 0-0. Just the way we're scoring, we look like we don't have we have no threat in the last few games as well. So I'll say just maybe one shot on target to talk about throughout the whole game. But a 0-0, and I'd take that point, to be honest. Right now,
you've kind of stolen my thunder there. I was going to say 0-0. You know, I'll go 1-1. Actually, I'll go 1-1. Yeah, I don't think we're going to win. I think Watford are a bit too good at the moment not to lose against us. I think they'll be looking at this game with some. Well, if we do get battered against West Ham, they'll be looking at this going, "Oh well, that's the team low on confidence." And Ishmael, Watford manager, normally when he plays a team low on confidence, a little bit weak, maybe a little bit lethargic, yeah, that team gets absolutely battered and played off the park. Generally, from what I've seen, patterns and whatnot. I'll go 1-1. I'll go 1-1. Maybe we'll nick a point at home in the Championship. Well, we'll nick a point, you know, because we're that good. It's just impressive. Okay. I won't go too low because actually, bigger picture, it's getting better. It will get better, hopefully. Thank you very much to everyone that's tuned in. And yeah, if you have made it this far, actually, if wherever you're listening, put a hashtag on Twitter, tag, let's remember this, tag at the 1894 podcast, saying, what should we say? Just to prove that they're worthy listeners who are listening, who are dedicated. What should they say? I know. Matiss hasn't talked about Alex Scott yet.
Oh, we haven't talked about Alex Scott yet.
Yeah, they don't want to talk about him. Yeah.
Pring to score a Pring scrappy goal.
That's too long. Already too long.
Pring goal.
Oh, Pring goal. Either put Pring hashtag Pring goal or hashtag Alex Scott. Something like that.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. So take a screenshot or whatever, and then put it on X or Twitter, and yeah, that's a nice little plug actually. Tag us on at the 1894 podcast, where you can follow us as well. Haven't been as active on there, apologies, but we are getting there slowly.